Ja, wir sind jetzt hier bei unserer Premiere in Essen. Wir schauen uns das Spiel Zoom in Barcelona an. Ich spreche jetzt hier mit Nuria. Ich mache zwischendurch Deutsch und Englisch. Und ja, wir haben dieses Spiel über Twitter, über Can It Blue kennengelernt. Es war erst ein Prototyp, jetzt ist es schon fertig. Und schauen wir mit Nuria rein. Hi Nuria.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Surviving the second day here at Spiel. It's a great place to be. So we're really happy that we made it and we got the game for sale here. So
Great.
it's a good thing.
How did you come to the topic of the game?
Well, we love board games. Obviously, we like playing games, and for some reason, I thought that there weren't enough games that brought the city itself. So there's other games about Barcelona. That you can get some history, or you can go around doing some other things. But I thought that I wanted to bring a little bit of culture and a view of what the city is and looks like into the game itself. Yeah. So we started working around. I collaborated with two more designers, Eloy Pujadas and Joaquim Vilalta. Eloy also has other games being released here in Essen, like Troya in GDM and Uxmal with Blue Orange. So we collaborated, the three of us. It was kind of a fun thing, and that was the main spark. We wanted to spark the feelings that we wanted to create with the game. Was a bit of a memory, that if you've been there, you reminisce on what happened or where you went or things that you've seen. If you haven't been there, you kind of like, oh, but this looks like a nice place to go, right? Something that sparks your interest. And that's kind of part of the Cucafera Games idea, which we want to bring mythology, legends, culture into the gaming area.
Okay, also es geht hauptsächlich darum, die Gefühle, Emotionen und auch die Mythologie von Barcelona einfach ins Spiel zu bringen, weil sie Barcelona lieben, weil sie die Kultur lieben und auch Brettspiele und das halt in kurzem in einem vereint. Okay, would you mind giving us an overview on a short explanation and maybe some short moves of the game?
Yeah, sure. You hold it, okay? That? No, you can hold it.
Okay. So you got your hands to do.
Yeah, so basically what you can see here is the whole components of the game. This is not the components that come with the game. This is something that we've made just for the convention. The components are cardboard at the moment. We wanted to do something like this, but we wanted to keep the cost low and make a game that was affordable for everybody. So I'll show you with these components, but the idea of this game is that you're photographers, that you're going around the city of Barcelona trying to win a contest on photography. Each of you will be given a camera, right?
We can take photos of Sagrada Familia,
yes,
etc.
Exactly.
Great.
So you're basically given a camera. The camera will let you know where you start. So this is your starting place. There's
And then we have to check. Then we have to check the photo where we can find it on the board.
Here. So basically, this is where you're gonna start. It's a 2 to 6 player game, and therefore there's 6 starting points. You can see here by cruise, by yacht, by plane, by train, by car, and by bus. These are the typical ways you would arrive to the city. So that's how you arrive to the city to start the game. Once you've placed yourself into where you start, let's imagine that I'm starting here.
So your favorite color is yellow?
Yes. It wasn't. It actually wasn't. But I realized that everybody was taking my colors all the time. So I ended up picking yellow, and now I'm stuck.
He likes it.
I see that. So the idea of the game is that you will be moving. You can see the map of the city. We've divided it into 8 different areas. It is colorblind friendly, so we've tried to make sure that even if you have some visual impairment, you can still see the difference on the colors, but we've made sure that the icons and everything are recognizable.
Okay, wir bekommen alle so eine Kamera, die angibt, wo wir starten. Und anhand des Bildes sehen wir, wo wir ankommen, und das ist thematisch auch eingebunden, dass das halt auch die Wege sind, wie man in Barcelona reinkommt. Es gibt diese nach Farben gehaltenen Distrikte und das ist auch für Farbenblinde angepasst.
Ja. So you will be moving around the city from point to point. It's a point-to-point movement using tickets, transportation cards, transportation tickets. Each of you will have a maximum of 3. Okay?
Maximal 3 Karten und dann von Zahl zu Zahl.
Oh, these are really low. So, and these transportation tickets will tell you up to what you can move. So 3 or less, 6 or less, 4 or less, and 5 or less.
Okay, also immer die Zahl oder weniger und dann auch das Beförderungsmittel. So we're driving by bus or car and
Yeah, by bus or taxi, a scooter or a bicycle. So you can, in your turn, the turns are really, really fast. You will do a movement and then an action.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know if you want to translate that.
Okay, die Züge sind sehr schnell. Wir machen unsere Aktion, wir bewegen uns und machen dann.
So your movement will be, you play a movement card,
Wir spielen unsere Bewegungskarte,
and then you will try to move to go and do some action.
dann bewegen wir uns und machen die Aktion.
You can move up to 5, so
Maximal 5, jetzt 4.
okay? I don't pick up another card. Right? The card is gone. Okay? So you can also move without spending a card. I can also move on foot, walking.
Man kann auch zu Fuß gehen, ohne eine Karte zu spielen.
And that would be 1, 2, up to 2.
Maximal 2.
Yeah. So you can always move. If you don't have cards, you can always move around. So what
So kann man auch ohne Karten gehen.
Yeah.
Was sind die Aktionen?
What are the actions? The actions are, for example, recovering these cards because you keep spending tickets, so you need to get them back at some point.
Also wir können Bewegungskarten wiederkriegen.
And you go to these points to get the cards back.
Das sind die Is auf der Karte.
So I could move 2, and then if I don't like my cards, I could discard them and get up to 3 more.
always 3 discard, 3 draw?
No, I can. If I have 0, I would get 3. If I have 2, I would get 1. But if I don't like them,
Always up to 3.
I can discard.
Man zieht immer auf 3 dadurch auf.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the actions you can do. Your turn ends.
Yeah.
The other important actions is taking pictures because that's how you win the game, right?
Yeah.
So what can you take pictures of?
So, als nächste Aktion ist Fotos machen, weil das ist der Weg, wie wir das Spiel dann auch gewinnen.
You see all these points here with the form, the shape, and a number. All these places are photos that have been illustrated with places in the city of Barcelona. There's one card for each of these spots.
Für jede Zahl, für jeden Ort gibt es eine Karte für einen Ort in Barcelona. Auch ein Foto, was man in der Stadt dann auch findet.
So at the start of the game we will have 4 pictures here, which is the judges' picks, what the judge wants you to go take pictures of. So we all have the same pictures to go take. We're competing for the same pictures.
So we're competing for them. It's not we can go here and search for the photo.
No. So once you have to, the photos you can only take if they are available here. So I can go to this point, this 8, like I can walk, and then in my action I could take a photo, and then I would take it, and then we would put another one.
Also wir machen Fotos von den Karten, die in der Auslage liegen.
Yeah. So that's basically it. These photos, each of them is worth 3 points. Okay? Once somebody has 8 photos, the game will end and then we'll score.
Jedes Foto ist 3 Punkte wert und wer als erstes 8 Punkte hat, der hat gewonnen.
But in each game we will have different themes. We have several themes double-sided that we will choose. And for example, we will place this one and that one. Okay? This means that there's some themes that are related to the icons in the cards. You can see here. So this icon is here. So if you have the icon in the card, it means that the card is worth 1 point more. Okay? That other theme is related to the image of the card. So if there are trees in the actual photo.
Also hierfür gibt es extra Punkte, wenn das Symbol auch auf der Fotokarte abgebildet ist. Und das muss im Foto abgebildet sein. Dann gibt es auch nochmal einen extra Punkt. So would I get those part of pictures mostly in the green area, in the park?
No. So basically this one means that you have to look in the images to see if they have trees.
Okay.
So this one would be worth 1 point more because there's trees in this game, and 1 point more because it's from Gaudi, which is that what icon means. So you can play with looking for architecture, looking for statues or sculptures, looking for strange and original places or things like this.
Also wir haben Themenbereiche, Gaudi, Architektur oder anderes und auch Bilder, die im Foto sind, und das wird halt extra honoriert durch Zusatzpunkte.
Yeah. You can also take pictures of the skyline of the city of Barcelona. You see these buildings here that we have in the cardboard. These you take pictures arriving at that point. Okay, so yeah, that's Sagrada
pardon.
Familia. No, it's okay. It's the Sagrada Familia. Yes.
Just recognized it.
Yeah.
Die habe ich auch gesehen. Das schneiden wir.
Ja, warte. Jo. Mhm.
But it's additional content you brought along. It's not included in the game.
No, this is not. We wanted to do it, but we finally it was a lot easier to just try to get it in cardboard, of course.
So if they weren't here,
yeah.
it would be like. Okay, also Sie haben jetzt hier diese schönen Figuren mitgebracht. Im Originalspiel sind es die Marker.
Yeah. So if you move to this point, 1, 2, and 3. So let's imagine I spend this card and I move 3. Then I'm able to take a photo of the skyline. What happens with the skyline is that you go around trying to complete your skyline. Right? You get, you're completing the skyline. It's more of a set collection.
Also wenn man Fotos von der Skyline macht an diesen Orten, dann ist es eine Art Set-Collection. Je mehr Fotos der Skyline man macht, desto mehr Punkte man bekommt, was dann unten auf dem Playerboard abgebildet ist. Und hier ist auch nochmal abgebildet 3 Punkte pro Foto und jeweils für das Thema 1 Punkt.
The last thing you can take pictures of is the dragon. I love dragons.
Who doesn't?
Can you tell? They are in Europe. They are a lot. Well, not just in Europe. In many cultures, they are a very important mythological animal. But in Catalonia, they are very, very relevant. We have a lot of legends about dragons.
I didn't know that. So, is there a reason?
I don't know. I'm not sure the reason, but like there's legends. We have the George and the Dragon legend there. Every 23rd of April, we celebrate the George and the Dragon Day by giving books and roses to our loved ones or friends. The roses is because of after killing the dragon, the blood turned into a rose, and the prince gave the princess a rose. That's like the oldest one, and now everybody gives roses to everyone, so it doesn't matter. And then books. It's the International Day of Books also, so it's books and roses for us.
So, am 23. April ist ein Feiertag in Barcelona, beziehungsweise in Katalonien.
Ja.
Und die Drachen haben dort einfach eine besondere Bedeutung und deswegen sind sie auch im Spiel enthalten.
And the other reason why there is a dragon is because a lot of architects in Barcelona have put dragons in the buildings. There's a lot of buildings with dragons all over the place. There's even a book about that collects, I think, between 400 and 500 pictures of dragons in the city.
Wow.
Exactly.
400 bis 500 Bilder von Drachen in der Stadt.
These are big ones. See if I can find them all, but not that.
But it's not King's Landing where Daenerys came up with the dragons.
You know they recorded in Girona, in a city farther north of Barcelona. Yeah, that's King's Landing.
Es wurde in Girona gedreht.
So, for example, these are real places with dragons. This is a slide that is kind of big, gigantic. This is the dragon of Gaudi, and that's a dragon that's of Chinese style attached to a house. So it's full of that kind of thing around the city.
That's the park with the great bank.
Yes, it's a beautiful place. So that's why we have a dragon, and the idea of the dragon is that at the beginning of the game, let's put these cards here back. We would draw a card and we would check the area. You see, this is that area over there. So then we would put the dragon in his den in that area. Okay?
So this is additional each round.
This at the start of the game we'll place it there, and you can I spend a bus, because I think with a bus I might get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I take a photo of the dragon. What the dragon means is that it's a wild card. It's like a joker. It grants you a wish, so you can choose any of the pictures that are available on the table.
Anytime.
Having to go.
Okay, he flies us there.
Yeah,
So
he flies you there and brings you back.
Am Anfang wird eine Karte gezogen und dann wird der Drache auf der Position der Karte positioniert. Und der Drache ist ein Joker, der ein Foto von irgendeinem Punkt machen lässt.
So basically, then I would say, okay, I'm up there, so I think I'm gonna take one of these pieces. Okay, so I'm starting to collect.
You're improving your set collection.
Exactly. Or you can take one of those pictures, whatever is available. And then we put the dragon again. So I would draw another card and it would go to that area.
So if someone catches the dragon, a new dragon comes up.
Yeah.
Also sobald der Drache weg ist, kommt immer wieder ein neuer Drache nach.
Yeah. And the last thing is that you can move further with another action using the metro. So you can, for example, now that I'm there and I'm stuck because there's nothing to do, I could spend a card and take the metro to another metro station. And it helps you move around the map a bit faster.
Also mit der Metro kann man einfach eine Karte ausgeben, um zu einem anderen Metropunkt zu kommen.
Okay. So what I explained now, this is like what we call the starter kit, which is a very, very like a basic version where it's mostly a race. There is no complications. You just move around, you spend cards, you take photos, and it's very relaxed, right? There's not a lot of that. You don't have to think too much. So what the game includes is 3 more changes that make the scoring more complex. So if you wanna have a little bit more of a challenge, that's the full game that you need to play. If you wanna play with people who is not used to play, or perhaps with younger members of the family that just want to have fun catching the dragon, then you can play the other version. So I'm going to explain these 3 changes, okay?
Also es gibt noch Änderungen, die es ein bisschen komplexer machen. So mit diesem Drachenjagen ist es auch eher was für Spieler, die auch mit Kindern spielen wollen, ein bisschen einfacher gehalten. Und jetzt gibt es noch 3 Änderungen, die gemacht werden und die zeigen dann, wie das Spiel ein bisschen komplexer wird.
Yeah, so everything works exactly the same, but every player gets a secret skyline token. So each of them is different, and you will be scoring for how many you manage to have in order.
Also jeder bekommt eine geheime Skyline, die er versucht zu sammeln.
Yeah.
In the order?
See, for example.
In der Reihenfolge.
Yeah, so for example, if I had this and I collected these 3 at the end of the game, I can pick them in any order, but to score, I will have to look at this and put them together. So basically, I haven't managed to put anything together, you see? So it will be 1 point, 1 point, and 1 point. If I manage to do this, then it would be 1 point and 4, which would be 5. Or if I managed to do this, it would have been 7. So it's not just grabbing pieces. You actually need to make sure that you can score better by putting them in the right order.
Also hierdurch wird einfach die Set Collection in eine Reihenfolge gebracht und man muss diese Reihenfolge auf der Karte, die abgebildet ist, einhalten. Und ohne das kann man wild sammeln.
Yes. The other change is that the scoring of these photos is also a bit more complicated, because at the moment it's very easy. So you grab a card, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, right? It's not a no-brainer. The game, how we design the game is that we limit the way that you score by adding this here. At the beginning of the game, there will be 4 pictures here. okay, with the trackers, and we call this the natural light tracker. It's a natural light progression.
Okay, sun comes up.
Yeah, sun comes up. It's morning, midday, afternoon, and evening. So players need to take pictures in this order. First in the morning, then in the afternoon, then midday, afternoon, and evening, to be able to score those cards. So you will take the picture in the same way. You will go to, so you'll need to get here, but instead of taking the card, because this is for all the players, we will just mark it, okay? And
Each with its own color.
yeah, each with its own color, and then it will allow you to score 2 pictures, okay? So if somebody finishes the game and you are here, you can only score 2 of the pictures you have. So if you have 6 pictures but you're only in the morning, then it means that you will have to discard 4 and only score 2.
So it limits the amount of pictures we can get into the 8 points.
Yes.
Also diese Karten machen den Tagesablauf, morgen, Mittag, Abend, Nacht. Und nach einer... jetzt muss ich kurz nochmal fragen. When does this movement start, or is it just I'll take a photo of that and this allows me? Okay.
So basically when you won at any point of the game, you can go take a picture of this. So you've started it.
So you have to take pictures to get the allowance of scoring pictures.
So these are kind of compulsory pictures for all the players, so you can score your main photos.
Okay, die zweite Änderung ist, ich muss hiervon ein Bild machen, um am Ende 2 Bilder werten zu dürfen. Wenn ich keins dieser Bilder gemacht habe, darf ich auch gar kein Bild, was ich sonst auf dem Feld gemacht habe, werten. Wenn ich hier bin, dürfen es sogar 4 sein und so weiter.
And so each player at the beginning is always given this to remind of the color, so you can annoy the blue player or annoy the red player.
We will annoy the yellow player.
The yellow player. There is not, it's not a very interaction game. It is indirect interaction because, for example, using the dragon, you can steal cards. Well, you can take cards that other players are trying to get, or you can block them to go get some places. But it's very mild. So we want people to have fun, not to be very annoyed with each other. Okay.
So you let the people play the game and not let the game play the people.
Exactly. Well, the game plays you already, so it's not too bad to have a bit of fun. So instead of having the colors, which would go here, in the full game, what you have is what gives the name, which is a zoom. Your camera has a zoom.
Let me expect, I can take now pictures 2 spaces away of me.
Yes.
Ah, great.
So basically you have 3 points of zoom, and you can take pictures from further away, but once you've spent them all, you don't get them back. Okay, so you have to be a bit careful when you spend them.
Also wir kriegen zusätzlich noch einen Zoom in unsere Kamera und wir haben insgesamt 3 Zoom-Punkte, die wir im gesamten Spiel zur Verfügung haben. Wenn wir sie nutzen, sind sie weg und wir können dadurch entfernt von unserem Punkt ein Foto machen.
And that's the game.
That's the game.
Yes.
Great, looks very nice. So you put Barcelona into a game and kept your memories in the game.
I hope so. I like when some people play and say, "Oh, I've been there," or "Oh, we had dinner next to this place," and that's very nice. Makes me feel well. Or when somebody says, "Oh, I didn't know there were all these things in that city." It's like, yeah, we have. There's a lot of other culture and traditions and places and architecture that most people doesn't know.
So you would recommend everyone who will go to Barcelona first play the game, and then visit Barcelona.
Visit Barcelona. Why not? Or if you cannot visit Barcelona, at least you'll do it through the game.
And are you planning to adapt this game to other cities?
Yes.
Which cities?
I'm not. We're still half deciding, but there's 2 in the list. I can say 1 and see if it happens, and if it doesn't happen, sorry. But probably Rome.
Rome. Okay, great. I'd recommend Scotland.
Why not? I mean, there's the thing is that we always try to get at least the illustrator from the city. I mean, in this case, it's special because we're all from Barcelona. But the company, the idea behind it is that we always try to get somebody from the place so they can bring in their view of how it is. So now we're working. We have the passport. I don't know if that. I'll show you later. It's to find dragons in Barcelona. You know, I like dragons very much. So it's a little booklet that has some maps that you can walk around the city and then try to find places where the dragons are and then stick them with stickers on top. And now we're doing one for Madrid, and we have the artist is in Madrid, and she is, she's bringing her different view on that. So if we do other cities, we'll always try to find either a designer or the artist from there.
Great. Okay, also unser Eindruck ist erstmal, ja, Nuria hat versucht, die Stadt Barcelona in ein Spiel zu bringen, ihre Erinnerungen damit festzuhalten, und ich kann mir vorstellen, wer Barcelona liebt, wird auch dieses Spiel lieben. Außerdem gibt es noch einen Drachenpass, womit man dann die Drachen in Barcelona finden kann, und vielleicht gibt es auch weitere Städte, vielleicht Rom. Thank you very much and yeah, have a great weekend.
Dankeschön. Thank you very much, everyone.